here in Wigan town centre. Now we're here because Jan Cunliffe is standing as an independent in Wigan against Lisa Nandy, and we want to find out, you know, what's going on.
The best pies ever.
You've got quite a few people out on your campaign today. Is it normally cloudy here?
Yeah, it's always, most of the time, yeah.
What brought you to think about standing in this election? I mean, you're taking on the might of the Labour Party and the Tories. And when I say the might, I just mean the financial might, not the actual moral might. What led you to do this, to take them on as an independent?
Well, I've got a lot of friends in Wigan and a lot of friends who are very political. And my mother was very, very much against the Labour Party in recent years and wanted something to change, and felt that nothing ever changes for Labour Tory, same old story. People trust you and think that you're the kind of person that can do it, and they want you to do it, and I want to do it. Then you crack on, don't you? I feel as if I've got the courage to do this now because I've been frustrated and let down so many times, and I just feel like everybody in this town feels just like me. But I got my frustration from having to deal with what I would describe as the worst miscarriage of justice that any mother could see her child face. My boy was 15 years old. He was legally blind. There is no argument with that. He had less than 10% vision, so he was both of his eyes. And yet there was an incident in Warrington in which a man died because of one blow, one significant injury that could have only been delivered by one person, and yet 5 people were charged with murder. It was very clear that my son hadn't taken part in any violence. It was very clear that if he was blind, he wouldn't have been able to see it. And yet, as I sat in the courtroom, I learned about joint enterprise and the fact that you don't have to take part, you don't have to do anything. So I learned back in 2007 just how corrupt and bad the justice system was. But I had faith that if you went to the Court of Appeal, it would be rectified. No. I thought that if you told Parliament that the justice system was broken, that they'd fix it for us so that people wouldn't have to go through what we have gone through. And no, everything that we believe in and everything that I believed in doesn't exist.
I'm supporting Jan because I think she actually is in touch with the communities, and I think with broken politics these days and the system that we have, we need people who are literally going to listen to the people in the communities, to their views, and to actually being strong enough to go and challenge the people who are in the House of Commons.
All those years ago, over 10 years ago, there were recommendations by parliamentarians that something had to be done because it was leading to miscarriages of justice. In the end, we got the CPS decided they would do guidelines because some of the recommendations was that the prosecutors needed guidelines because it looked like they were just doing whatever they wanted and they needed this guidance. So I went in to meet Keir Starmer, and the first thing he said when he came into the room, "You're not going to like this." So that instantly told me that even the Director of Public Prosecution's guidance, he knew that it was wrong, but he was still putting it out there, told us we weren't going to like it, and then told both of us that this was now a matter for Parliament and that his hands were tied. There are people in this town who haven't murdered anyone, who are doing massive sentences for someone else's crime, even when they were not at the scene, when they were at home in bed when it happened. That's how bad it is.
I can't get my head around what you've just told me, and the fact that Keir Starmer was the head of the Crown Prosecution Service. He must know, if he's a human rights lawyer, that this is wrong and he has to pursue this until it stops. But you've said that he passed the buck and now he's in Parliament, he hasn't done anything about it.
He's represented some of the cases that I support and lost. He knows how bad it is. He's probably prosecuted people and knows how it works and knows how easy it is to prosecute and convict, and he also knows how hard it is to defend and to take someone to the Court of Appeal. He is more aware of this than I am.
And how many times have you gone to Parliament and sort of lobbied MPs? Is this something you've done a lot?
I've been so many times I couldn't tell you how many times. We've had events in the House of Commons, and we've had meetings in Portcullis House. We've launched research programmes, we've launched all kinds of stuff. We've relaunched the campaign about 3 times, invite the MPs in. We've even sued the Crown Prosecution Service and won. I mean, who prosecutes the prosecutors? You know, so I know the might of people if you stick together. So people need someone like me who will fight for them and be their voice. And I know how to do that because I've been doing that for about 16 years. A lot of the people that I speak to, they're all Labour voters, but they're not going to vote this time, which means Labour can get back in, even though most people don't want it. They want a choice, so I just want to give them that choice. I just want to say, well, if you're not going to vote for me instead, because it's not going to be, you know, it's not wasted then. It's not wasted. I don't have any illusions that I'm going to win with a landslide or anything like that. But if people really, really, truly believe that it has to be something different, who knows?